Welcome to the Mid-Week Tease with me, Adelle Onyango, where I share some random and not too random thoughts on things. And in this episode, let's dive into this women, age, and shame thing. Now, I hardly ever give trolls the time of day, but there are a couple of comments that have had me thinking about women, age, and shame. While celebrating my birthday, there were a few comments claiming I was lying about my age, which is just peculiar. And there was one that was like, oh, when they turn 40, they start posting thirst straps. So peculiar, right? And first, I think it's an exercise in futility to try and shame me by aging me, because I cannot wait to get to my 40s. When I was about 31 or 32, it felt like there was a switch, because all of a sudden I stopped caring too much about what people thought about me, what people's expectations of me were, what society's expectations of women were. And I just started inching closer and closer to living a true and authentic life as is defined by me. I have very many older women friends who are in their 40s. One is even in their 60s. And the one in their 40s told me, once I said, hey, I turned 30 and this thing happened, right? This switch thing happened. And she was like, wait until you turn 40. It gets better. And when I was talking about the same thing with my friend who's in her 60s, she said, oh, 40s is nothing. Wait until you turn 60. So I yes, rooted in my 30s and enjoying this period, like every inch of it. But I truly hope to be alive to see my 40s. Like, I am not shamed or scared of aging. I think it's a beautiful thing. That's one. The other thing is, I know I'm not the only woman who gets shamed the more life I live, right? The older I get. It happens to women, yes, in media, but it also happens to women in various workplaces. It happens to women in churches, in families. You are handed shame with every year older you turn. And why I find this crazy is because life is this precious thing that just isn't guaranteed. I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be here tonight. I hope I am. But I just don't know, because life is just not guaranteed, right? And I'm so happy that I finally got into a point in my life where every morning when I wake up and I open my eyes, my first thought is, oh my goodness, I am still here. I get another chance to do this life thing. And it's a thought that comes with just so much gratitude, because I truly understand that life is fleeting. Here in one moment, gone in the next. Now, I don't think it's fair for women to be shamed for doing something as natural as aging. I want to speak to every woman who is holding themselves back from living their true, authentic life, from saying whatever they want to say, from wearing whatever the heck they want to wear, from chasing the dreams that they've always wanted to chase, because of that little bag of shame that we were all given when we were young girls. And even though we're grown up, we're still holding on to that bag of shame. It's time to let it go. And I have 3 questions for you to ask yourself that might help you let go of that shame and move closer to living a true and authentic life as is defined by you, right? So question number 1 is, do you like the life you are living now and who you are now in the present? Question number 2 is, when you look at the goals and expectations you have for yourself and for your life, were those set by you or were those set by society? Were those set by someone external to you? So society, family, someone outside of you. Really comb through every expectation and every goal. An expectation could even be how you look physically, right? To what you want to achieve in your life. So the goals and expectations, who's setting them? You or somebody else? And question number 3, what do you need to do to get closer to the version of you that you truly want to be? Why I like these 3 questions is because it shifts the responsibility and power of setting goals and setting expectations and defining what a true and authentic life is from somebody else, and it brings it back home to you. It's like you're reclaiming your power. And when you define these things, you will understand that time is of no consequence to them, right? That age doesn't matter, and more importantly, that shame cannot exist in that space because there can't be any life lived where shame exists. And so remember, we only get to do this life thing once. And whilst we can't control misogynists because it will be a waste of precious life, what we can control is ensuring that we live a big life and ensure that that big life is being lived according to our goals and our expectations while we still have this precious gift that is life. Thanks for listening to the Mid-Week Tease, a Legally Clueless Africa production. Episodes go out every Wednesday, and you can learn more about us by going to legallycluelessafrica.com.